once I worked over here, I don't have time to do anything anymore.
At least don't tell them. At least don't tell them.
All it is.
Take one and just pass it down. Well, Mary's got her. What you say about that? Okay, so what do I need to do, go and just press it? Don't have to pass it to Mary, she's all, no, she don't have that one. You don't have the resolution, cause that can't wait, pass it to Mary. Just pass it on down from the video to one.
Whatever you and the board wants. It doesn't matter to me.
Did you have the resolution? Here you go, Troy. Do you have the resolution, Ms. Rivers? Okay, give it to Troy, please. Okay, so these are the financial reports. Yeah. Good, I was just looking to see if Mr. Labor, here you go.
Thank you, ma'am.
Here you go, Mr. Labor. What is it? We go, that's gonna be on the agenda.
That's what we need, and what the state came in, that's the only thing they said we need to ask is,
Put that on there,
just have something in our lives that we're gonna be doing
Here you go.
rate, examinations. Yeah, yeah.
But it's not like. Before this comes, it's not made.
I don't know that, do we have to amend the agenda before we start the meeting?
Well, after you do your resolution, after you do your prayer and everything, she needs to make your request.
But my mom agrees with it.
Mr. Lake, usually it's after the adoption of all the minutes, is whenever we can amend it.
Okay, he said after we adopt all of it. Okay.
Remember, stop having that bag, just a bag and your money with you.
No, I didn't know that. Okay. Okay. Public Works Police, Miss Alethea.
You take my ER 15
Yeah.
right next to it, and you can already tell the difference, except for a few things, you know.
What?
Is that, you think that'd be the least he can take?
Yeah. Yeah, because it comes with all that.
Do you know what the
Yes, sir.
focus items are? Item A, or do you have
That's,
another?
that's what I'm getting right now. He sent me a text with that.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Can you reach, chief?
I said, cause you're the hardest working.
We need help.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to bring this down.
Well, still traded my G's out. G
If you still here going to what you say?
years ago, traded my brother. He had G's. I said, just give me the $3. And I'll say, G, I wrote it down. And let him do this. The 308 is still rich. But it ain't. You know, if somebody wants to.
Miss Mason,
But it's got a couple of,
I got it there on the phone. I can print it out and send it to you tomorrow. But it's 2 vehicles,
it's got everything.
20 sections of 3-inch black fire
Can
hose.
you, forward the text? That's a text, right? You know, forward the text.
On the back of
I don't know that I think I do.
they
Yeah.
have listed, ain't on there, I ain't go for nothing, ain't
Yeah,
in
well,
there.
you know, bad,
Don't you text me to me, send it to me.
Making that noise? It's got a pulse.
I'm not gonna go with
Pump
it.
in and out. They had come over there for you. And this lady, so that's something that the chief said he did.
Here you go. Send it to you, sir. I couldn't get it to make that first jump.
Lord, when I look and see his name, I'm like, Lord Jesus, this boy talks all day. He did, but he was telling me about his friends and he said, you know what? I've been in this boat.
Shoot it down. Yes, the smoke.
He said, he blows. And said he followed him.
I got a couple of boxes. I'm gonna tell you right, I ain't gonna get rid of the, you know.
Right now, general fund has
Yeah, well, that's, that 17.
for the last 2
That's
payments.
a pretty good little,
He probably won't.
Well,
You ain't just chilling.
according to, I'm trying to remember what the state said that we owe. They said that water owes gas 600,000. And I don't know where they're getting their numbers from. But I have, you know, I'm choosing my battles and I'm gonna try to get. Okay. But, what my plan was, when we get all this straightened out, we will transfer the CD that we have, the water CD now, the 246, we change the title of it to gas. And that will, that may help them understand that we're trying to pay it off, because money, we're not planning on using the money anyway, but it's there. And, we can do that. Are we waiting on someone? Mayor, not Mayor. Chief, can you come up here? You know how to operate all this important stuff? Chief. Okay. I need to make about 10 copies. There you go. I've never used this one before. I want to see how it. Come out with anything? Okay, good. Okay, great. Thank you. That goes on the that's what we're asking, declare surplus.
He says, wait about 4 minutes.
That's why I said I could give you my number.
He said I've got a lot of people.
The cleaning ladies for Virginia,
That's what we're trying to declare surplus, so the fire department. Those two trucks. And,
Tell her,
We got anything on it, sell it,
tell us.
put in the
yeah, good deal. But if they give me permission tonight, then that's what I'll do, is start taking pictures of it, list it. And, we got $400 in, we sold one of the gas powered fans that we had. We had too many of them. She said we sold one for $400. Hell,
On this
most, we got 20 sections of 3-inch black hose that surface that we don't need, that are still in date, we can sell those. Most of the other hoses that we have, they're out. The only thing we could do is declare them surplus and give them to somebody for training. Yeah, for training, you can't fight a fire with them. Cause they're beyond their certification date. So we waiting on Miss Carolyn?
No, we're gonna start now. What about the vice mayor?
I hadn't talked to Renata, so I'm not sure. Yes, sir.
All right, good evening, everyone. Today is Monday, July 2026. Time 6:44. Call an order, Mayor Eddie Norman.
Town reporter, Liberty Harris.
Alderwoman Virginia Rivers.
Alderwoman Mary Mason.
Alderman Alethea Harris.
Town Administrator Terry Leggett.
We have the vice mayor is absent and Ms. Keltron, she's absent. We open prayer by Mr. Leggett.
Heavenly Father, thank you. Thank you for this day you've given us, and thank you for the town of Mason. Thank you for these people that are interested in the town that come here to see us do the business of the town. We do it out in the open so everyone can see. Thank you for these aldermen that give up their time and energy to try to help steer this town in the right direction. Lord, we give you thanks for all the good things that you blessed each one of us with. We pray that everything that we do here tonight will be found pleasant in your sight. In the precious name of Jesus, I pray. Amen.
Amen. All right.
Do the pledge. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Carson, before we start, we want to add something. Can we add something before we start?
Yeah, I was told Mr. Leggett that, but right before it says old business, that's where you could amend the agenda. Right before it says old business,
Okay.
but you would go through and adopt the minutes first.
Okay. Mayor reports, I don't have any reports. Interim and town administration report, Mr. Terry Leggett.
We've been real busy since we last met. We had a real good session, a finance workshop session here a week ago. and, it was well attended, and, Mr. Llewellyn gave us some good pointers on budget. Right now, we're still, and we'll take it up in business a little later, we're having to be real careful about what we spend, because, we've gotta make it till the property tax comes in. And I'm hoping that we can make it to them without having to borrow money, but I will be talking more with the comptroller about that, and getting permission that, if we need money, we can go to the bank and borrow money, or we can borrow some of our own money, pay it back with interest. If we borrow our own money, if we're just taking it out of one pocket and putting it over in the other pocket, the bank doesn't make any interest off of it. I'm hopeful that the comptroller will allow us to do that. Presently, we have $48,000 in the general fund as of today, and we've got a payroll that'll be due here before long, and our payrolls get real close to about $40,000. So, but we've got more money in the bank that we can move over into our general fund account to carry us through, I believe, August, at least August, maybe into September, before we'll have to look for some funding that we don't have in accounts that we can just move over to general fund. Be happy to answer any questions you might
Mr.
have.
Terry, also we have a sales tax coming up, which one?
Yes, well, sales tax came in today. That's about 15,000. We have court tomorrow. I anticipate court to be about 15,000. So if that's the case, and then the money from Core Civic, I feel like is gonna be running about 12,000, 12 to 14,000 a month. And if it does, all of those together may get us all the way through, and we don't have to borrow any money before property tax start coming in. But I appreciate everybody's been real good about not buying anything they don't absolutely have to have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alright, we'll go for the first, in the agenda, adoption of the mayor and the board, Alderman board meeting minute of June 15, 2026. Everybody look at it. Everybody have a concern on it. I need a vote to accept the adoption of the mayor and the board of Alderman board meeting minute of June 15, 2026. After that, we vote on it. We'll open for discussion. If somebody has. I make a motion to accept to the mayor and the board of Alderman board meeting minute for June 20, June 15, 26.
Mr. Mayor, can I ask a question? I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
And this one is to Mr. Leggett. I was just wondering if the department heads had gotten with you about what they needed according to the budget in regards to.
Yes,
what-
ma'am.
Okay. And we,
I have a second by Ms. Harris.
I didn't make a motion.
Sorry.
We're gonna have a question when we vote.
Right,
correct?
good. A
When we
motion and
vote
a second.
first, after that we
Then
open
you
up
open
for
it up for
discussion.
discussion.
Yes,
Oh,
ma'am.
okay.
Yeah. I
So
have
Mayor
Harris
has-
by the
I'll make a
mayor.
motion.
Sorry, Mayor has made the motion.
Yeah.
We need a
I need a
second.
second.
I second.
I second Ms. Harris.
Now it's open for
Yeah.
questions.
Okay, now I have a question.
Yes, Ms. Harris.
On this report here, the comptroller asked us specifically about transferring funds, fund transfers, and asked that we not do that anymore. Do you know if are we still having to do that?
Yes, ma'am, we still have to do that. I am told by Ms. Bernita that the way United Systems has us set up, all payroll comes out of water. And then she writes the check or transfers money out of general fund to the water fund to the tune of about $20,000 to pay the water fund back for the funding that it did for that, for the general fund. I intend to work with United Systems. That seems like a very antiquated way to do this, and I don't think that we have to do it that way. Now, I'm not a computer whiz, so they may be right and I may be 100% wrong, but if we can draw it out of one fund, we ought to be able to draw it out of another fund.
Well, that explains the water to the general, but I'm
Right.
talking about sanitation to general and the gas to general, general to gas, water to gas. What is the reason, or can we at least not do those transfers, or do we need to do those transfers as well?
Well, right now,
Don't do those transfers, no, we do it.
I'm sorry,
Come on, Ms.
I can't
Bonilla.
hear you.
No, I said we, I'm good. I said we don't do those transfers, gas to sanitation, the only time we do sanitation, well, when sanitation does not take in enough money to pay their expenses, sometimes I have to go to water, that's where it go into. You have to pay sanitation with that, then I have to pay, sanitation gotta pay water back, so that's about the only time you see that when it's some expense, when they can't cover their expenses.
Yep.
right now, it appears that we have enough money in the sanitation fund to meet our monthly obligation to them. Because y'all allowed us to adjust the sanitation fund on commercial customers, but we left the residential customers the same, even though the price went up 90 cents per customer to us. We're absorbing 45 cents of that. And it should work itself out. If it doesn't, then we'll have to look at coming back to you and asking for a rate increase on residential.
Thank you.
One more
Yes,
thing.
Ms.
Can
Mayor.
we get a copy of those reports that the department heads gave you about what they needed in relation to the budget? Can you email it to us, sometime?
Okay.
Thank you. Yes, Ms. Faber.
On this, right here, I guess I can talk to Mr. Hall or Mr. Leggett. Well, actually, Mr. Leggett, cause he the one said he was gonna negotiate with Davina, prior to, signing that order for that 38K. So did you get a chance to talk to her concerning it with the culture, the monies from, that you told us you was gonna talk to him about?
I've had a call in from Miss Davina since last week. So far, she has not returned my call. I will try to contact her again tomorrow, because part of the problem is she's administrator over the grant that put the water pump in.
Right.
And that contractor has not been paid $451,000. And he is not willing to come back and bury the line to the water treatment facility till he gets his money. I have spoken with him. He understands it's not us. It's the state or someone in the grant thing is not doing.
State funded the county and the county was paying us.
Right.
The holdup.
But this is my thing. I had a problem with this before, and I still have a problem. I understand Davina's supposed to be over that, but by being the town's money for to pay their for the water, whatever they're doing, is why the board does not know the amount of money in that account, and why she's not available to explain that the money's not being paid. That should be an explanation to this board, because we didn't know this man hadn't been paid till you just said it.
Well, Ricky Oakley, I speak with Ricky. He's very easy to get in touch with. All of the contractors are unhappy because they haven't been paid. The ones that put in Munford, the ones that did Tipton County, they haven't been paid either. The money is not flowing through, however the grant gets paid from the state. I assume it's state. It may be federal money. If it's federal money, it'd have to go to the state, and then the state would send it to the county, and then the county would send it to Munford and to us.
Well, see, I still have a problem with that, cause you wasn't here, but, we had money of our own. We had over $800 some thousand. and we went in agreement because the state was asking us to take our money and put it in this pool. That's how we supposedly got this $100 million where we could be able to pay for this. So every time I ask, have anybody talk to Davina and ask where's the money, or how come she can't give us an account? Tell us something.
Okay.
We know we supposed to have this money.
Ms. Terry,
I will follow up on that. Yes, sir, go ahead.
Ms. River, when we applied for the grant, the state asking to put our percentage, and we did, we put our percentage. And the money supposed coming up there to the county. State give it to the county, county give it to us, is great. And we have to open a special account, you remember? We have to go open the brokerage account, and we want the Bank of Mason, he cannot do it. Finally, we open account in Siemens Bank. We open it for 6 weeks, and they suppose have the money delivered to us, the first payment, but we don't receive it. I called the Vina, and I talked with Ricky Oakley. Ricky Oakley is very upset because we don't receive the money. So finally, I called the Vina, like about a month and a half, whatever it is. She told me, Mayor, I'm gonna working on it. I tell her the bank is gonna close the account because you asked us to open the account and they don't make any deposit on it until, because it's a special for the water fund and all this account. So the bank, we got a call from him. I have a meeting with Mr. Terry Leggett, and I mentioned to him about the bank, you're gonna close the account because there is no activity from the state and the county. I called Ms. Davina, she didn't answer my phone. He called her, he didn't answer. End of the day, we waiting for the money. It's not our part. Yes, ma'am.
This is the $55,000 that was supposed to earn interest, and the contractors are supposed to get paid from this money, right?
Supposed
That-
to.
The 55,000?
Yeah, supposed to.
And so she never deposited the 55, so we didn't make any interest on
We
it.
didn't make anything.
But, so what will the contractors do now if they don't get paid? Will they come after us for the money, or will
We
they come
signed
after
the
Davina?
contract after Davina, because Davina and her company, she's responsible for the whole thing. And she said, as soon I got the money, she gonna give it to the county, to Robin up there in Jeff Hoffman office, and Robin, every time she got the check, she called me, or she called Mr. Reagan, or she called Ms. Davina, come and pick her up check. It happened many times.
Do you know if Miss Davina has been paid her $173,000 that she gets?
I don't have answer for
commission?
that. I don't have answer for
mean,
that.
But the problem with my
For
problem is
administrating
that
the grant, not.
I'm not even concerned about the Davina.
I'm not
Nobody
concerned
else.
about her.
I'm concerned
worried
about
the
what
other
my
money.
problem is, Miss Alethea. We had $800,000 our own money.
Yeah, I know.
That's my problem. We had $800,000 that belonged to Mason.
Yeah.
And we was asked to put it in that pool. So if we are not getting our money, plus whatever, and matter of fact, that money's supposed to be already sent to the county. So where's the breakdown? I mean, that's something we need to look at. I have a problem with our money being hung out there, cause we coulda had our own $800-some thousand to do something with.
We don't receive it.
I know
From the
quite a
state.
bit of
I
it's
don't know
going to
about-
Ricky Oakley,
I will
so-
follow up again tomorrow. I'm not making excuses for Davina, because I don't know her well enough to make excuses for her, but this is vacation time. It's quite possible that she's on vacation, is the
She been
reason
taking
why
a
she's
long
not returning
vacation?
my calls. But, I put in a call for her last week after I talked to Ricky Oakley, because we've got a $500,000 well sitting behind the fire station with a pump, motor and everything on it. And it's just sitting there. It's not hooked up to our water treatment facility. And from what I understand from Mr. Oakley, they're not gonna come back and bury the pipe across the street until they get paid their $450,000 for what they've already done. and I totally understand that from a businessman's perspective.
So like the key for this connection, Mr. Ricky Oakley, his friend with Mr. Vina, he
Yeah.
can get in touch.
Well, I talked to him this morning, and I also talked to him last week, and that's when, cause I asked him about getting the National Water Service is who it is.
Yeah.
And I talked to that man. That man told me, he said, I've got $10 million out in receivables on grants. And he said, it's putting a real hardship. Well, I guess so. If I had people owing me $10 million, it would hurt me. And so I'm trying to get his money for him so we can go ahead and get that water over here and perhaps improve the water pressure and water quality for our citizens.
That will be coming, it will be.
Yeah.
It will be coming.
I think we'll get the money, it's
Yeah.
just typical government, they work slow.
Yeah.
That's no excuse, but that's probably the reality of it.
Yeah, yes, Miss Mason.
We've jumped on June 15th meeting, the minutes. Can we adopt these for the 14th, vote on these
Yeah.
before we go
14th
further?
is July.
July, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
July.
this is June.
What's June, we doing June now.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I did have another question.
You need to vote on the first motion that was on the floor.
Which
I
was
have-
the June 15th.
Okay.
Yes. I have another question,
Yes,
please. Mr. Leggett, you supposed to met with, public entity partners about that 60K that was in transition, that was got misplaced. What happened with that
I
conversation?
met with Debbie Yeager,
Mm-hmm.
and the claim has been turned in. We have not heard back from the insurance company as to whether or not they're gonna cover it. And it's quite possible that they won't cover it.
But we have heard from what they said is they don't cover P&L, private network line, so they will not cover that, but he said he gonna look into something else to see what can they, find something else where they can cover it. Right now they're not doing it.
Well, Mr. Leggett, have y'all, called it, FBI, TBI, somebody in to look into this, investigate?
We filed a police report with the police department. I'm sure the police department has turned it over to the cybercrime people at the state, and I assume they will be working with the FBI on it. The money went to Minneapolis, Minnesota,
Right.
and Minnesota is a hotbed for theft right now, cyber theft, and so I'll be quite honest with you. I've worked investigations a big part of my life. That money's gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
I
That's
doubt
for sure.
seriously we will ever know who actually got that money. But it went to a Wells Fargo bank in Minneapolis.
So, another question, Mr. Leggett, did you get with, Missy Lane or whoever about those wires that were disconnected with the, just in case service over at the police department for 2 years? Have you got in contact?
I talked to her today. She didn't know anything about it.
So are they still disconnected?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Just in case came out at the police chief's request, and the alarm system is working.
Okay.
There's a lot of smoke.
My final question on this is, probably to Mr. Noman, Mayor Noman. Did you, you said that you was gonna speak with FEMA concerning, something about them reimbursing $130K when Miss Margaret Adams mentioned about the potholes over there. You said that they was gonna repair them by August the 30th, and then it was gonna be reimbursed. Did you talk to them about that?
We have two options to fix the street of there in the subdivision. Number one, we have to fix it in our money, and we send the bill to FEMA to get the money back. Or we have to wait for FEMA to give the money, and after that we fix it.
Did
If we
FEMA
waited-
say they gonna pay that? I mean, did you,
Yeah.
they told you that in an email?
Yeah, we have back and forth. I'm working on it. me and Ms. Davis and Ms. Davina for almost 6-7 months. And the end of the day is, we should be know something concrete by next month, no, next month in August, yes.
Yeah,
August.
this is what you said.
Okay, it's in
Well,
August.
I'm just asking because, Mayor, I think that we need to be sure that FEMA's gonna pay that money. Before we
show you the
before we
email,
spend
what we
anything.
got. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cause if we spend the money and they don't repay it, then that's gonna put us further in the hole.
We don't have money to spend for that, we're just waiting for the money to get it.
Okay, that was my last question on that.
Okay.
Since I'm
Yes,
over
Ms.
right
Nice.
month now, do we have any of those cold packs, hot packs, or whatever you can put in there to patch the hose?
I think last time we ordered some and the guys he used some of there.
We still have to
You
do
know,
a little
maybe
bit.
Mr. Lagan, he can order some stuff.
Those
Share
are-
that with Miss Matt Hall.
That is kinda sending good money after bad. I mean, if it's impassable, it's better than a hole, but that's all. The only thing that'll fix asphalt is a hot patch.
Yep.
And you need to dig it out around it and then put a solid patch in there. Otherwise, moisture's gonna get under it. As soon as moisture gets under it, the cold patch is gone.
2-3 weeks, thank you.
So, since, if that's gonna happen, can we do something, in the meantime, can some gravel or big gravel be put in that hole, at least cover, I know it ain't gonna stay forever, but at least it would cover it without them people over there running into the hole or having to drive around, however it's going on over there.
This is the first I've heard about it.
But,
Okay,
So I didn't know that FEMA was involved, but yes,
I
I
didn't
would
either.
think
I don't
that,
think they are, but
I can
okay.
probably get Public Works to go get some, C-33 limestone.
we have it up there.
If they've got some, fine, we'll put some in the truck. We'll go fill the holes with gravel. That's better than a hole, and that will hold good until we can get the money to do the hot patch. But I would think that if it's on the street, we may have enough money in the street fund to go ahead and do some of this work. I wasn't prepared for this question, so I didn't really look at street fund balances. Do you know, Ms. Davina?
Yes, $21,709.29
Okay.
as of today.
Okay, well, I mean, I would say, given our present situation, I would say let's put gravel in it, and we can dress it every couple of weeks until we get some report back from FEMA and the money starts coming in, and then we'll go from there.
Okay.
But I
At
will
least get
start
some.
on getting some prices of what it's gonna cost to fix it.
Okay.
We don't wanna bet you, we waiting for the whole thing, because FEMA come and measure the whole street.
Good.
You know, back and forth, to stay on it for 6-7 months. We're just waiting for the report from them. I'm gonna get in touch with them. I'll give you the phone number.
Thank
Get in
you.
touch with them.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Alright, I need a vote. Mayor say yes.
There's yes.
Mason, yes.
Brown is yes. Chapin, yes.
I'll abstain. Okay, understood?
I didn't hear from Ms. Rivers. Did you?
Yes, yes.
Yes, okay.
Okay.
So that's going to be 6 yes and 1 abstain, which is, Vice Mayor.
Alright, adoption of the mayor and the board of Alderman special board meeting minute for June 29, 2026. We're gonna open it for discussion after we need a motion to accept it.
You need a motion?
Yes.
You have to have a motion
I
and a
make a
second.
motion, I make a motion that we accept the minutes for Monday, June the 29th, 2026.
Mason, second.
Open for discussion. Any questions? Yes, Ms. Harris.
On the general fund money here and moving over the interest. We discussed that and I thought we agreed that we could not remove the interest from the water and the utility funds and put it into the general.
That's correct.
But I see in the paperwork here,
Right.
in the June it's been done, that the
No.
money has been, it says in the June, this
budget.
year, monthly,
Yeah.
it shows that the money has been moved over, it says per board meeting, interest from, it's not a lot, interest from the water and from the gas have been moved over.
I'll
To
have
the
to check
general
that out
fund.
because that was not my instructions to the bank. Matter of fact, I'm gonna have to get with the bank anyway. They transferred the interest on the street fund
Yes, it
as
is.
well.
Yes.
And that's gotta go back into street fund. But I wasn't
Yeah.
aware that they transferred any, interest
Can't be
off of
transferred.
the water or
It's
gas.
twice.
And that can't be transferred.
No, that'll go back into the appropriate fund.
Yeah. Okay. That
Who
was my,
makes the call in the bank?
Hmm.
Who makes the call in the bank to transfer money?
The bank manager, Megan McClure, I went to her with the minutes from the meeting and she wrote it all up. And, cause she couldn't do anything till she got something from the board that authorized it. And, I will just get with her tomorrow and we'll correct those problems if she misunderstood me. But I never mentioned water and gas.
well, yeah, I thought that's when I saw it, I said, no, somebody made a
It's probably a
mistake.
clerical error because it doesn't happen at this bank.
Yeah.
I mean, she just goes in and it goes over on Highway 64 was where their data center is. And they do all the moving over there.
Okay, I just knew we'd end up having to pay it back
Yeah,
if we
yeah,
didn't.
it'll get refunded back to the appropriate, enterprise fund.
Alright, any other questions? I need a motion to accept item, we got the vote, we need a vote to accept the minute. The mayor say yes.
Mason, yes.
Rivers, yes. Kathleen, no.
Yes.
Okay, so that's 6 yes and Alderman Kathleen, no.
Okay. Adoption of the mayor and the board of aldermen finance workshop training decision meeting minute of July 14th, 2026. I need a motion to accept the minute, please.
I make the motion for the adoption of the mayor and board of aldermen, finance workshop training session meeting minutes of July 14th, 2026.
I have first by Alderman Mason, I need a second. Second by Alderman Rodney. Any discussion?
I wanna ask something, if I may, unless somebody else already had their hand up.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
I wanted to ask, make a statement. On this software that we got, I noticed it, that, and I'm sure it's not Miss Anita's fault, cause she just using what we have. However, can we look, United System, if they're not a system that can accommodate the town for what they really need, so the money can come from the account that it needs to come from, so it can stop all this transfer from the water, general fund to the water, paying back and forth. Why can't we look into another system that can, give the town, supply the town with what they need to operate with? That's something I feel that we may need to look in, so that we can, and the reason I'm saying that, because if you remember, we've been told, several times that we need to stop that transfer, we need to stop transferring that money. Even in our finance meeting we had last week, we were told the same thing. So, if she having an issue because this is just what United System do, other cities, you know, got, systems that do what they need them to do. So if that company is not accommodating us and causing her to have to take all the money out of the water fund to be able to do what the town needs, then we need to look at trying to get something else.
Can I accept that as a charge?
Yes, you can accept it.
Okay, I will look for something else, because when I was at Galloway, we had a company that their home office was Arlington, and we never had that kind of problem. This is the first place I've ever heard of that a computer system requires us to pay all of our payroll out of one fund instead of dividing it up, and then she has to write or move money out of one account over into another account to make it right. If you have so charged me, I will start checking on that and try to get us, we may save some money as well.
Good, I don't know, but
My only question here is, we've installed all these new water meters. These water meters, broadcast, and the numbers go to United Systems, I understand. And, but I'm also, I'm not real sharp on computers, but if it'll go to one computer, they can probably transfer it to another computer. And those are the things I wanna check on, and I'll find out if we can save some money and perhaps get better service.
well, it'll make it easy on her.
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah.
And then it'll make it better, us look better in front of the comptroller that we are trying to do what they're asking us to do.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, right now, it has been good that we've got over 200,000 in water. Because our cash flow is not real good right now, but we're gonna work ourselves out of that. And so that's the reason why I say that, I will start getting us some prices together and look what's out there and bring it back to the board and let the board decide if they want to perhaps change.
Yes, Ms. Harris.
I have a comment in the finance workshop, which is what we're looking at here. We talked about different ways to get ourselves out of the hole. And, I think maybe some people can agree and some won't agree that, you know, it's not necessarily a good way to get yourself out of debt by borrowing more money. So, I think that the rest of the board members can probably look, and they all have some ideas of maybe some other things, some options, but I would like for you talked about some things, but I would like for you to be able to put those in writing so we can actually see what your planned ideas are. And I had, I know just I had some ideas too that I wanted to run by that would happen in conjunction. And I actually talked to the chief, which I guess he's in the office now, about him. He is willing to forego his raise for the next 2 or 3 months until we get out of this situation. And Frank, the code enforcer, has also said that he would cut his hours back by 8. I'm willing to forego my pay the next 2 months, and I've also got some revenue ideas, so I think it would be good if we could hear everybody's ideas, whether we submit them to you in writing or however, to help us get through it without having to borrow money, if possible.
I don't think you're gonna be able to do that. Just
What do you mean,
my-
save money, or?
No, you're not gonna cut enough salaries to get this town to where we don't have to borrow some money. I don't think that's possible. I mean, I'm just giving you my.
You were hoping that we wouldn't have to
No,
because of.
I never said that about borrowing money. I think we're gonna have to borrow money until we get our property taxes coming in November. Right now, according to my calculations, it looks like we will be able to make it into September. We've got 92,000 in the bank that we can move over. That's 2 payrolls, right there. And we got 15,000 today from sales tax. We're gonna get probably, how many cases we got on the docket for tomorrow, Ms. Lou?
That case, it started out with 160, about 100, I think 160 cases or so. So some of them have already paid. I collected today like $1,700 and I believe $45. And that's not counting some others that has already paid prior to this court. Because the way that it's scheduled, the way that it's set up now, they don't necessarily have to come to court if they're under 15 miles per hour, if they're not a commercial driver, after given permission by the judge, Judge McDaniel, that I can charge them court costs, which is $176.75. They don't have to come to court, they pay it, and it will not report against their driver's record.
If only 150 of those 160 cases pay court costs, it's $26,400. That's a payroll. So I think we're a little premature in looking at messing with our people's pay. And that's just, I think that's a bridge we need to cross in January. By January, we'll have enough property tax come in that we'll have a pretty good indication of what it's going to, how far into next year we can be carried.
Well, I was just saying that,
Yeah.
I have a few revenue ideas, and I think some other people do too, but really, what I would hope that is that we do not have to move that core civic money over to the general fund and use it for payroll. Just because it's something we all agreed on, that it was some money that for the town's needs, if they happen to have something. And it's been a long time since we've been able to raise any money to do something for the taxpayers, the community, and I hate to see it go to payroll, so.
Well, I understand, Ms. Harris.
But-
I think what you've mentioned here tonight would be a great topic for a workshop session, where we can sit down and everybody can lay propositions out on the table of what we could do, but when you've got to look at, we're spending $40,000 a month in payroll, 2 payrolls a month. Now, what hit us hard in July, we had 3 payrolls. That was $60,000 that went out this month. That's just the way they fell on the calendar. But next month we'll only have 2, and we have a good court session. We got a good start for August court, and I'm really interested in your revenue ideas of what we can do to increase revenue, and because that's the only thing that'll get us out of this hole. We either have to cut spending or increase revenue, and I think that there's enough good ideas at this table to make that happen.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
You made the remark a few minutes ago and said we got $92,000 to move. Where we moving it from?
Well, we've got a money market for right at 42,000, 41,009 something. The last thing that I saw, and that was last week. And then we've got the 50,618, I think, in the core civic in the capital account. Now that account has probably grown another 12,000 that I can pull out of the core civic account. I'm leaving $10,000 in the core civic account as a float, not to go below. Anything above that 10,000 we could pull over here to help the town until we get a better financial footing. But we're just in a pickle.
Yeah, we are in a pickle, Mr. Leggett. However, if we keep removing money that we gotta pay back, or we keep removing money out of the account to take care of payroll and all the other bills, eventually we ain't gonna have nothing to move, cause we done drained every one of our CDs. Now we don't have a, we don't have a, reserve fund, cause everything we did have gone. So if we keep moving, and I understand what you're trying to do, and I'm not against what you're trying to do, but I am against looking at, cause I got you looking at how we can pay our payroll. I'm looking at the hole that we getting in, cause we still got a $40,000 water bill that we owe to water that has not been paid. Now you made the remark the last meeting we had that we have to take a hit on it. I don't like taking hits. And on top of that, if we keep taking money out of, and then if the state by chance allow us to borrow money, and then I'm looking at our water department and gas department, and we only have $215,000, a little over that in our water department, and we only have $172,000, a little over that in our we have a little over $172,000 our gas, and a little over $215,000 our water. If we keep borrowing, that ain't gonna be there, and we gonna still owe. All I'm saying is we building ourselves in a hole, and cause we gonna have to pay that $40,000, and ain't no need to boy forgetting we got $250,000 that we were in the debt for 2026. That money you gonna have to answer for.
Well, you got 246,000 in a water fund CD.
Yeah,
That's in addition to what you got in the
right.
road.
That's the water fund though, Mr. Leggett.
Oh, I understand.
But we
I
can't
understand
take
that,
the water fund. We can't keep taking. All I'm saying is, I just hope everybody see what I'm trying to say. Is that if we keep borrowing, moving money, taking money from here to there, and keep on it back, we gonna be in a place where we can't. And I understand you trying to wait till August, cause we get a $20,000 and the interest or from the state each month. I understand all that. What I'm not understanding is that we not paying back what we already got. We got $40,000 that we owe right now today for the water fund, and we still gonna take money out of the water fund?
No, I can't take any more money out of water. As far as taking money out, with the exception, we do payroll, and when we do payroll, we have to pay it out of water. And then we can move that money market, that 42,000 over into general fund. We can pay that payroll back into water, and we can keep doing that. We're just trying to keep this ship afloat. Now, the only other thing is to start laying off a bunch of people, and if you do that, then you're gonna have a real problem with the citizens not getting the service that they're accustomed to.
Okay, we don't have to lay off. We don't have to lay off our people unless a push really come to shove. However, we can look at some cuts, and people still have a job. And we need, and I said this before, we can do some cuts if necessary, pay cuts. What we do, if we're gonna do the pay cut, we as a board need to sit down and look at what we can and cannot do, or what we need to do that's gonna benefit that town. So we can keep we may have to cut their salary, but you don't just do it and go top said. You bring your people in, have a meeting with your employees, and tell them our situation, and then let them know what we gotta do, and ask them. And let them know we don't plan on it staying that way, but we in a pickle. You said it, we in a pickle. But we digging a hole. We still digging a hole for ourselves. And that's what I don't agree with. I don't know about no other board member, but I don't.
I agree with Ms. Rivers, and I think that we do need a workshop to discuss all these ideas.
And everybody bring their ideas to the table. And then if out of that workshop, we get a consensual agreement of at least 4 of the aldermen to take an action, then we can put that on the next agenda to take that action. But I'm telling you, when you start cutting people's salaries, services are gonna be the first thing that falls off.
But you were saying lay folks off.
I'm trying to save them their job. We just saying cut their salary and they still got a job. Cut them somewhat, and if that way they still got a job, the customers still get their service, and until we can get back up on our foot. But you saying
Well-
lay people off? I don't get it.
Could I
Okay.
can I interrupt real quick?
Yeah, you
I
come
think
on.
we're on the minutes, right? The training session minutes.
Yeah.
It's a different
If-
topic.
Yeah, well, the minutes are, just like to reiterate that the minutes are largely for discussing what happened at that meeting and basically adopting what happened, not for further discussion. Although, I mean, everybody's making great points. Just trying to keep it within that scope of discussion.
If y'all will, let's go ahead and deal with the minutes. We've got a motion on the table in a second. And then we can go into the new business. And I will be the first to, Ms. Lou and I will get with each of you aldermen and find out when a convenient time, and we will have a workshop session that we can all sit down and bring our recommendations, and we can air them out at that time.
Okay, thank you. We need a vote. Mayor say yes.
Mason, yes.
July 14.
Harris, yes.
Case yes.
Yes. Okay. Carson.
Yes.
So we can adopt the whatever you wanna adopt now, or
Yeah, I mean, if
Can I
it's
get
my
a count?
understanding. Sorry, go ahead.
Excuse me, did
Yeah.
everybody vote yes or?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's everybody, 7-0. Thank you.
Yeah, if the agenda would like to be amended, if that's the desire, then now's the time.
I would like for the board to consider amending the agenda. You'll find a letter in there that it's long-term funding plan rate evaluation. It's a single page. I received this today from Ricky Oakley. And this was the one thing when the state evaluated our water and gas, we didn't have any problems in gas. And whenever they looked at our water system, we didn't have this in the file. And this is the wording that he recommended that we adopt. And it's nothing more than to put this in operating procedures, a long-term funding plan, and rate evaluation of water for future.
any question regarding that? It's the same thing what we discussed before, but we have to put it in formal. Did you know, the legal way, something happened way back on. The same thing what we did.
There needs to be a motion to amend the agenda, and then a second, and then a vote on that before we can put it on the agenda.
I make a motion to amend the agenda to add, the discussion of the letter from Tibor, regarding raising the, yearly water rates.
I have first by Alderman Harris, I need a second. I second. Any discussion?
I have one.
Yes.
I don't remember, and I stand to be corrected. I don't remember us ever signing or agreeing to anything, and I have the water, ordinance here, to no 5% raise each year. No 5% increase. We supposed to did a 5% increase for, and 120%, 120% for the sewer, and the 5% for the water. It was never mentioned to, and y'all can correct me, board members, it was never mentioned that we need to implement 5% per year.
Ms. Rivers?
Was it?
It was never mentioned, but once Tibor did the evaluation, they added this they wanted to add this to it, that we would look at increasing of 4% each year.
That's fine.
Yeah,
It says 4 in the last sentence of the first paragraph.
Considered a 4% annual increase in expenses.
but that would
Okay,
still
well-
have to come before the board.
Right,
In
and
the-
that's why I don't understand why it's in here. And it never came before us before it was put in, I'm tired of people putting stuff at me at the
T-Boy
last
just
minute.
added it.
I don't care who did it. We gotta learn how to know it's not just cause they bring something to us, sit here and agree on it if we didn't have it in the first place. If we didn't agree to this 5% or 4% increase, if that was not in our ordinance or in our a resolution or whatever in the beginning, why are they doing it now? That we sitting here agreeing that we which I ain't signing, but y'all sit here agreeing that we gonna do an increase every year of 4%. By law, every year they supposed to come in and recheck our water and our gas to see how we doing before we even ask us to consider doing any raises. But this is saying we're gonna agree to do that 4% raise every year. Come on, y'all.
No, ma'am, this simply states that we're agreeing to put this in our operating procedure, that we will review the water every year for a possible 4% increase. That's all. It's a possible. It does not mean that the rate's gonna go up there, but we can, if we don't agree to this, then what's gonna happen is what we just finished with. The state's gonna come in, review it, and they're gonna tell us what we're gonna charge.
But the state normally do that anyway. Each year, don't they? They normally do that.
They review it,
Right.
but this is the wording that Ricky Oakley put in here because he said that was the only thing we were written up on by T-Board, is that we didn't have an operating procedure to look at evaluation of water and sewer rates.
Yes, Vice Mayor.
I was letting finish what he was saying, because what we agreed upon, which was mandated by the state, was one thing. That was the 120% for the sewer and the 5% for the water. And I'm reading the verbiage here, and it's saying that it's considering, this is not us signing off on a permanent increase of 4% annually. It is just taken into consideration, and it's identified that it has not been implemented in several years. So I'm with you though, and you on it for reading, but we're not signing off on that.
No, I'm not. I know I'm not.
And if I could, sorry to cut you off.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that the motion on the table is simply just to add that to the agenda. And so the board can still review the language, which is typically what would happen is, you add it to the agenda and then the board discusses, the items that, really that the board's discussing right now. And then votes it yes, no.
If this is added to the agenda, if y'all agree to add it to the agenda, then when a motion's made and properly seconded, then you could have discussion about the verbiage that's in it. Right now, the only question on the table, do y'all want this added to the agenda?
I made a motion.
You can add it.
You just need a second.
The mayor seconded.
The mayor seconded, so it is. What? Up for vote.
So
To add
we
it.
need to vote for it, to put it in the agenda. After that, we have a discussion. Maybe we table it, we discuss it later on to put it in the next meeting. Did you know, everybody think about it, or?
Well, after everybody votes on this, you'll have to call it as an agenda item.
Yeah.
And then there'll have to be a motion to implement it and a second, and then you can discuss what's on the piece of paper.
I need a vote, please.
Mason, yes.
Van, yes.
Patron, yes. So clarity. You just voting to put it on the agenda.
On the
Correct.
agenda.
Then Rivers, yes on that.
That's everybody's, okay?
And it would,
Right.
and just as a procedural point, since the board's already discussing that topic, it would make sense for that item to just pop to number one. And so now since the agenda has been amended to add that item, the next motion that can be made is to basically adopt it. Correct.
Right.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Legg.
Need a motion to adopt the long-term funding plan rate evaluation, from the T4.
I make the motion to adopt the long-term funding plan rate evaluation from T-Board.
I have first by Alderman Mason,
I second.
the second Ms. Harris. Okay, any discussion? I was thinking, it's me, that, about going back and forth, we just get it. Ricky, Ricky didn't give us enough minute to read it. If you want, to table it, to look at it, to look word by word, whatever it is, to the next agenda, or we can call meeting for it, or it's something we have to finish it quick.
He, on the phone call this morning, he asked if we could put it on the agenda tonight,
Okay.
because he really needs, if the board adopts this tonight, he will answer T-Board, where they wrote us up for not having this, long-term funding plan.
That's correct.
And then if y'all vote this in tonight, he will be notified in the morning. He will send the answer back to T-Board to the one thing they wrote us up on, that we didn't have such a plan. And he will notify them that in their board meeting tonight, they adopted a plan. And
When
he'll
the
send them a
next-
copy.
When next, the T4 meeting? Is the
I
end of
don't
this
know.
month, or-
I don't know, he didn't discuss that, but I think he's trying to answer the T-Board, evaluation that they did of us, and that was the one thing that they found that we were deficient on. We didn't have a long-term, rate evaluation plan.
So actually, he tried to close the door for the T-Board to come and attack us again.
Right.
Did you know?
Well, I make
Yes.
a motion.
You said it was
I
an
make a
emergency
motion.
situation too, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I make a motion that we adopt this policy to consider the rate
Yeah.
evaluation each year.
Right.
And if need be, only if we vote
Yeah.
it's necessary.
You're not locked into anything
Right,
here.
exactly. And so, anyway, to adopt that.
Okay, I have first by Ms. Harris.
Well, we had,
I've already made the
Ms.
motion.
Mason,
Motion
Ms.
is already-
Mason
Yeah.
made the
Motion's
motion,
already on the floor.
so it was a second by you, Ms.
Yes.
Harris.
We have a discussion.
Yeah.
So we're
You know,
ready
y'all
to
did
discuss.
On
Yes.
consideration. Oh, I'm
Okay.
sorry.
That's okay.
So, just for all in the room, if I may, point something out. Like I said, the verbiage saying to assess the adequacy of the revenues compared to budget. In other words, seeing where we're at, whether the rates that we're currently charging is supporting the town as far as revenue. It's not agreeing that we're gonna automatically raise it. Is that? Am I
Exactly.
correct? Okay.
Exactly.
But that it will come before the board, and we will look at the situation, see what we have, and we will continue to control what's going on here in our town. It's not giving away powers. to
Nobody
the
can
people.
raise the rates except the people sitting at this table.
Okay. So that's what I want. I want clarity.
For the state.
Okay.
Okay,
All right. So.
alright, that's it. Need the vote?
George, yes.
Mason, yes.
Barnes, yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Oh yes.
Mercy, yes. Cause we don't wanna mess with the T4.
And if I may, part of the things that T-Board looks at, they know how many feet of pipe we have underground in our water system. This water system dates back to when? When was it put in? 60 years ago? Long time. Steel pipe in the ground has a lifespan. And that's the reason why they are constantly assessing us to go up on our rates, is because they know those pipes are going to deteriorate, and we're gonna have to dig them up and replace them with a plastic pipe that has a longer lifespan. That's the reason why they make us have money in these accounts so that we can go in and repair what we can't see, is basically what it is. It doesn't have anything to do with what's above ground. It has to do with what's underground.
Ms. Harris, do you want us to sign this copy or what?
I'm
Or
gonna
which
give
one?
you all this one, everybody can sign, so can we,
Oh,
did
yeah,
everybody,
I
did everybody vote? Ms. Rivers, did you vote?
I didn't vote, I'm not voting.
Okay, did you wanna add some, amend to the minute? Something else you wanna add?
No, sir, that's the only thing I have
What about
to,
the fire department list,
well, that will be on down into the agenda.
and the report?
That's already in the agenda.
Yeah. So the next item would be now the first item typed on the agenda. So the request board approval to allow the money market, that's the next one now. And then I think what you were mentioning, Mayor, the fire report and the police report is on down on the second page.
Second thing.
But we have to go through all the new business items first.
I wanna add something, also to the agenda. I discussed with Ms. Lou before she traveled, but unfortunately, she didn't have time to add it on. But, we discussed about me and Ms. Lou, we discussed asking the board for a training meeting to figure out how we're gonna cut. But we're gonna discuss on it for a day, all the board member, we have to get together to see, to make a decision about which direction we go with that. Is correct, Ms. Lou?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I think that's already been stated. I just need
We
to
have
make
to
a
get a
date.
date
Yeah,
pretty
just
soon
make it,
on it.
just come up with a date.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. Alright, we move on for the new business. The request the board approval to allow the money market bank account ended in 4899 for $41,804.36. And the capital CC account ending in 0445 for $50,618.64 to be transferred into general fund account.
For your
Oh,
information,
I'll make the motion.
I will, if given the authority by this board tonight, I will move the money market first when we need it. And then the last one I will move will be the Core Civic, the capital CC fund. I would like to hold that as long as I can, but, it's foolish for us to go borrow money to keep the town afloat when we got money in the bank. That is not good financial management. I mean, I don't think any of you would do that at your house, and I know I certainly wouldn't. I'm gonna deplete my own funds before I go borrow some funds. And every month we go forward, we get a little better picture of our financial situation, because we've cut out the use of the credit card. And Ms. Bernita said that was $2,000 to $3,000 a month. All right, we've operated without that now for 2 months, and it hadn't really impacted the city in a way that anybody, that I think the public could tell. And so we're constantly looking at ways to cut. I am in contact with some people that I think I can cut several more $1,000 out of the budget, and I'll be bringing you those ideas later.
Before, I'm sorry, you up first?
I'm just gonna make a motion, but.
Oh,
for that.
Oh,
But
well,
we
go
had-
ahead and
we-
make a
we-
motion.
I make the motion to request the board approval to allow the money market bank account ending in 4899 for $41,812.36, and the capital CC account ending in 0445 for $50,618.64 to be transferred into the general fund account.
I have first by Alderman Mason, I need a second.
A It's just to discuss it. That's all. I mean, we didn't do that part, so. I make a motion second to then discuss it.
I need a second.
I
Ms.
say,
Harris
Ms.
second.
Harris, second. Any discussion?
yes. I understand what you're saying, Mr. Leggett, but, I would like to, hold off personally on moving the money or giving permission to move the money on the capital account until we have a plan in writing and we've been able to look closer at the budget in the next 3 or 4 months. What monies needs to be spent. We're still waiting for a list of accounts payable coming up, so that we know what else besides payroll's gotta be spent. For example, the, auditors, I mean, we were hit with a $12,000 check and it was paid and we didn't know about that, but
Yep.
I thought that was finished, but then I saw recently there was another check for $3,000 that went to them. So I would just like to, know or have some kind of a list, an idea of what we've got to pay that's out there. And maybe what we expect coming in. I just wanna see more than just an idea, put out there in the air and before I make those kind of decisions myself. That's just me.
Well, the capital CC money will be the last thing I move, and I will probably contact each one of you individually whenever it comes time that I need that money. And y'all can advise me of your feelings, because the money market account, I don't even think we need it right now. I mean, we can make it.
Well, if we've got what you say in court and the sales tax, we probably don't need
That's
that
what I'm
much.
saying, the police department is working hard, and the good thing about that is, most of the people that the police have contact with out here don't live in Mason. Because the people who live in Mason know you can't speed through Mason without getting a ticket. So, if we generate $25,000 a month off of court, that's gonna go a long way. That's one payroll.
Yeah, but then we chase everybody away from Mason.
No, they
And then
got to
then
come
our
through
retail
Mason to
side
get to
goes
Covington.
toilet.
On this CC, is this the full amount that's in there,
No,
or is
ma'am.
it just the interest?
There was, no, we had $61,000, or right at it, $60,618 in there. We had $12,000 interest. That has already been transferred to general fund. But when y'all let me
Yeah.
put that,
I
okay.
remember that.
I pulled $50,000 out of that account. I told the bank I wanna leave 10,000 in there as a floor. That's my cushion. We got 10,000 in the Core Civic account that belongs to us. But I leave that in there because I mean, sometimes we go a month and a half before we get a check from the government. And then sometimes we go a month and a half before we get a bill from Core Civic. Last week we had $5,800,000 in there. But we paid 2 bills to Core Civic. That's $2,888,000 a month, or thereabouts. When the difference in what we pay Core Civic and what we get from the government is our money. That's the dollar per day per inmate. I expect that to run 12. They're running prison population of about 430 right now. So if we get $430 a day times 30 days a month, and where I went to school, that's gonna be about $12,000 a month. So that $12,000 a month is going to equate to about $140,000 a year. That can go a long way towards getting our financial legs back up under us.
But are you saying, I guess I keep, this is the second time I've been confused, because it shows that the 50,000 was moved out, but yet you're asking tonight for permission to move the 50,000.
To put it in general fund, I created a new account.
Interest
That was
bearing,
interest
CC
bearing.
account.
Well, but it was for capital expenses.
Right.
That because y'all indicated to me that when y'all agreed to do the contract with Core Civic,
Yes.
you didn't wanna use that money for anything. I have talked to the comptroller. The comptroller says, that's y'all's money.
Yeah.
We don't recommend you use it for payroll
But
or
we knew-
depend on it, but in this case, it's your money.
We knew it was just a recommendation,
Right.
and we decided that's what we wanted to do.
And so the comptroller said, you can certainly use that money to
Right.
make payroll.
Right.
It's just if we were to start depending on that 12,000 a month, and you have a change in administration in Washington, and they close the prison again, how are you gonna make up that $140,000 a year?
That's why.
And that's the reason why I was trying to be as conservative as I could with it, put it over there, and keep it for capital expenses. Like if you wanna buy a track hoe, backhoe, or something like that, there's money be there for it. Right now, we don't have that luxury.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
I am totally confused. You said that there is $10,000 in the Core Civic capital account.
No, ma'am. There's
You said you
$10,000
left 10,000. Where did you leave?
in the Core Civic account. That's our
what I
money.
meant to say, yeah.
We got money coming in from the federal government that goes on top of that. We got money going out to Core Civic that lowers that down, but I would imagine this month, we've probably got 22,000 in there right now, because we've added 12,000 to it. You see what I'm talking about? So theoretically, I could go over there and pull 12,000 out, because that fund grows by about 12,000 a month, every month.
12,000's interest.
And my goal was that we were only gonna tap that account and pull our money out of it once a quarter.
So right now, we have $50,000 in that account? I mean, that's what this
We got
paper here is
50,000
saying,
in the
so-
capital
Right.
CC account.
Right, correct.
Okay.
Correct. And that's what you want to pull to go into general.
I want permission to use it if I have to
I
use
just
it.
want to make sure and get it right.
Okay. All right, thank you.
It appears that I've done a great job of confusing at least 2 board members.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I did not intend to do that.
That's all right.
I need the motion, I need the vote. Mayor said no.
Patron no. Could we have made, I'm sorry,
Go ahead. You try
could
to
we
say
have
something.
made that where you're telling us you're not gonna move this money unless you need it? I'm listening to you saying all the money's supposed to be coming in through the court and all the other things that may cover
Right.
payroll. Then are you telling us that you automatic gonna go ahead and remove the 41?
No,
So you're not gonna remove
I'm not gonna
anything?
move any money until I need it.
So right now you don't need it?
I don't need it today.
Okay. so
And
it
I
ain't
mean,
gonna-
when I say that, I'm not insinuating I need it tomorrow. I'm just saying that right now, we got 48,000 in general fund. That's a payroll. We're good. We're good right now, okay? What I'm saying is, I don't wanna have to call y'all up here on a special call meeting because we don't have enough money to operate or do payroll. This gives me the permission to move it as needed. And, you know, matter of fact, you may, modify your motion, Ms. Mason, to place that word in there, as needed. If you want to, that's strictly up to you.
No, sir, I don't think I want to do
Okay,
that.
thank you.
Yes, President.
I'm just saying, I know we're voting now and we're past discussion, but, I'm just thinking this should be, my vote's gonna be no, but I wanna explain why. I feel like it's gonna be a case by case basis, and I have no problem with you bringing it back to us when we do need it.
Okay.
Mason, no.
Okay, so let's do it, can we do it properly to say, I make a motion to not, or to, I make a motion to.
You can't have a negative motion.
Mm.
So
Oh,
a
you
motion,
can't have a
no, you
negative-
cannot.
That's right, I didn't think
No,
you could.
you can only have a positive motion on the table.
Right.
Then everybody can vote yes or no
Yes
to
or
that,
no,
to that,
So,
motion.
can we do it again, please?
Mayor say no.
I make,
We did.
She want the
What you want,
motion,
the
I
motion
need
she
a
again?
want the
motion,
motion
you know, you
again.
just
Okay.
gonna make a motion to say,
We
I've
made
already
it,
made
we
it
already
and
made
did
it.
all
He's the-
Mason
he's
made the
first.
motion.
oh, but she made a
Mason the
negative.
first.
Uh-huh.
No,
This is the second.
she voted
She
negatively, but she gave a positive motion.
Okay, excuse me, now I'm confused, okay.
I'm done, hey, I've still got 4 to go.
Mason motion, okay. And who second?
I did.
Ms. Harris, okay. Now we can get her the release.
Mayor say no.
You answer no.
Adrian, no?
Mason, no.
Just because I say that doesn't
No.
mean that I can't vote.
You can vote any
You
way
can
you
vote
want.
any way you want.
I know.
I know what you're doing.
Sometimes you have to second something that you don't like to get it on the table.
Get it on the table, okay.
I just don't think we need to do it until you need it. You say you don't need it, but you want us to give you permission for it in case you do need it. But again, with all the money that's supposed to be coming in and everything, I think that you need to just wait till you do need it.
That's fine.
And
And,
then bring it
and
back
we'll,
to the
I mean, if we
So
get into a
I-
situation,
Yeah,
I'll ask for a special call meeting
Yeah,
and I'll
that's-
bring it to you then.
right.
And we can do them one at a time, if
Right.
you prefer.
No problem.
Okay, so what is
No.
it? So that's no for everybody.
Okay.
Okay, so.
Moving from the next, request for permission to describe the sales and the disposal, of items that we built the, facility once received as a surplus item for the fire department and authorize the town administrator to post this item to the highest and the best bidder.
I think the proper motion here would be, I passed out the items on a piece of paper. We've got 2 trucks and 20 sections of hose. I think the proper thing to do first is to declare those items surplus.
Right. Do you have the list?
I thought I gave it to
I
you.
know, I thought it,
So-
oh, here it is. Here, I got it. Okay.
attorney got something to say.
Yeah, so the resolution that's corresponding with this item, you could, if the board would like to, make a motion to approve that resolution, which the language in the resolution also declares
Declares
the
it
item surplus. So it's kind of like your
Okay.
two birds, one stone kind of thing.
You got it. I didn't know.
I think I have it somewhere. There it is. I make a motion, that we pass a resolution, R 0720-2026, that declares, certain items on the list, as surplus material from the fire department.
To be sold.
Well, I don't, I'm just we're just declaring them and then you're
That's what's in the resolution.
deciding.
It's all in the resolution.
It's in the top
And
of the resolution.
and to authorize the sale,
Just
that would be in
sale and
the,
disposal.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Do I need to read that?
Mhm.
No. It'll be in the record in the form of the resolution.
Okay.
That's true.
Okay, I have first by Alderman Harris, I need the second.
Is that you, Ms. K.
Who said that?
Charles.
Okay.
I got it, but everybody hasn't, I did a discussion first, then vote.
I got a question to Mr. Leggett. This, Mr. Hartfield.
Yeah, he's here, he's up
Okay,
front.
well, you and him, it doesn't matter, but on this 20 feet, 20 section, black hole, fire hose,
Yes, ma'am.
have y'all already given this hose out?
No, ma'am.
Well, what hose was y'all giving out over here in this building when that guy backed up in his trail?
That is the old hose,
Mhm.
that's no good, it cannot be used for, firefighting.
Okay, Mr. Leggins said that y'all loaned some of it to schools and that we could get it back.
Yeah, no, we don't need that back, that's, is used for, for training, can't use that for live burns or anything.
Okay.
It's not certifiable, it's past its date of use.
We're gonna discuss that for the third item, if you flip the paper up there.
The what? The what?
This number 3 on the
Number
agenda,
three item,
on the second page.
second page.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. I have a question if Ms. Rivers
Yeah,
is
the
finished. This brush truck, is that the one that we recently purchased?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The one that
And it's useless.
David
It
Wiseman
is.
traded.
Yeah, the
That's
one
the
that was
one
traded
that
for
Whitey
our
traded
engine
without
without the
our
board's
permission.
approval.
Right.
Yeah.
That wasn't on me.
I know.
We know,
we know.
But as a brush truck,
I was just
brush
wondering
truck
what
is
you
made
said.
to go off road. That is too heavy. If you're pumping water in this water, that thing will sink. You ain't going to call somebody to come pour it out.
Or burn it up if it's a
I'm-
brush fire.
I'm in a process of trying to talking to Ford right now about getting a brush truck, a F-250, that we can, put a skid unit, which is the pump and all that stuff, in the back of, is four-wheel drive, and it's made to go off-road. And what I'm trying to do is get Ford to give it to us, not cost us anything. That's what I'm working on.
We're hoping that we can get 30,000 for this equipment. That's a goal that I've set, and on gov deals, you never know what you're gonna get. But, sometimes it goes outrageous, and sometimes people just don't want it. But, if we can get 30,000, that will go into the general fund, and then I would come to you and ask to buy, a skid to put in the back of a real brush truck, which those run about 15,000.
I want to try to get a, grant for that skid
Yeah.
unit also.
And truck 73, is that the ladder truck?
Yeah.
Yes, that's the one that's out back now. And the reason we get rid of it is they cannot certify it because of the rust underneath it. The frame is rusted out.
Alright,
Does this, yeah, I just have a quick question. This means that we have to, go back to the code where we have a height, requirement in building because we don't have a ladder truck, right?
Well, that's not necessary because we do have
I just gonna say we gonna do
a ladder truck around us. in the-
We have mutual aid with
Mutual aid.
departments that do have one.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
alright. Need a vote?
Rivers, yes.
Mason, yes.
Taylor, yes.
Van, yes.
Harris, yes.
Okay, that's everybody.
Alright, we'll go for the third item. Request of the board permission for the disposal of out of date fire department equipment by gifting it to the other fire department and listed. Need a motion to accept it.
Can you
speak up, please? We can't hear you back here.
Somebody gonna say this, I have a little over.
The motion is to, request board's permission to dispose of out-of-date fire equipment, by gifting it to other fire departments once the list is exhibited. It's out-of-date stuff that we can't use anymore. It's not certified for a live fire.
So y'all already gave it away? Ain't
Not all of it.
No, no.
We gave 2 or 3 pieces away.
And I still got a bunch of stuff over there
Yeah.
that's out of date and we can't
okay,
use.
but it said the list of exhibit, what list?
Well, he hadn't made that list
So
because
we'll know what
it's
we
gonna be
want.
extensive. We've got enough hose to run from here to Memphis, but not all of it is good hose.
Was the motion made?
We haven't had a motion yet.
I make the motion to request board permission for the disposal of out-of-date fire department equipment by gifting it to other fire departments once the list is exhibited.
Had first by Alderman Mason and the second. And seconded. Alright, any discussion? Yes, Ms. Harris.
I'm just, so are we gonna get a list of?
Yes,
or
ma'am.
are we not?
We will, but you're talking 100 different items. And,
I've got old back plates, old tanks. I've got,
And I know that's a lot of work, but I also know that, you know, as they've told us, that we're responsible for all of the assets and the equipment. And so if something goes missing and somebody says, well, that was on our list to give it away, and we would say, wait a minute, no, it wasn't, you know.
as soon
So
as I
that's
get
what
that
I'm
list, I will
saying
forward it
that-
to you.
Okay,
It's just,
okay.
the chief is working by himself over
Right,
there,
I
and
understand
it
that.
takes him a lot of time. We've got
Right,
helmets, we've got gloves, we've got turnout clothes, boots,
well,
all
I'm
that.
just gonna
that's
say, I'm
past the
gonna
day.
say, can we add a contingency with a list at some
Yes, ma'am.
point so that we can submit that if we could? So, can we add that?
Yes, ma'am. I will make the motion to request board permission for the disposal of out-of-date equipment, out-of-date fire department equipment by gifting it to other fire departments once the list is exhibited and, evaluated by the board.
Yeah, we don't
Have
have
the
to
first-
wait for it,
What
but
do we
yes.
make it first by, Mason, and need the second, Harris, second. Alright, need a vote, Mayor say
Mayor,
yes.
excuse me, Mayor, didn't you second that? I thought you.
Now I made the motion.
I know that you made the motion, Mrs. Mason, but I thought Mayor Nolan, you seconded it first off. When she, right after.
I think she did.
Oh,
You did.
You did. Okay. Yes, sir. So did you all?
Yes.
Mason, yes.
Okay, that's everybody, 7:30. Thank you all.
Thank you. Alright, we move forward with code enforcement, report.
Code enforcement report. Y'all wake him up.
Yes, sir. This past month, we probably issued 25 to 30, notice of violation. I'm primarily focusing on Highway 70, the business aspect of it. I talked to Miss Gray about cutting the old school property. She's got most of it cut. They're gonna finish it up this week, get it nice and clean. The gas station, the new one that hasn't opened, if you go by there and look at it, it's pristine. They got it weed eated, cut, everything looks good, and just getting complaints here and there about the way it looks when people are passing through town. I'm trying to clean that up. And also we've sent out some citations where environmental court will start in August. We'll start seeing some revenue from all of that.
Alright,
About
any
it.
question? Thank you.
Alright. Thank y'all.
Thank you. Alright. Go for finance department.
Mr. Need?
No, you give
I don't
us
have
some
anything to add,
more.
but y'all got any questions, I'm open for answers.
Give us this one.
To me, I don't think necessary, it may be, but mostly for, I just wanna make this, to the board and to Mr. Leggett, well, I guess you two, I don't know. But I wanna say this to the board, that, we need to have a meeting where we can sit down and go, this time go over our budget line item. Because if you look at our, the fiscal year of 27 that we sent in to, the fiscal year of June of, 26 and the fiscal year of 27, that budget that we sent in to, the comptroller does not match May or June. I mean, some of the figures do, a lot of stuff is left off, a lot of things that, should be on there that's not on there, like the police grant was left off. I'm just giving you an example. Like, you got telecom sale tax, that's missing, that was on here, none of this stuff was sent in. We actually need to amend this, what we sent in, call our, budget for the new year. Because of, it does not, if y'all look, if you take your, you can just take, June and compare it. There's no May and June and compare it, it doesn't, we gotta fix this. We gotta fix it, cause if we, cause it just ain't, it's not what it should be. The numbers was not transposed. I'm saying because we just got June, but we had May. I understand Mr. Leggett told us that he had nothing to go by really, and that's probably the truth. However, we can't sit here and allow our stuff to continue to be up there looking like this. We need to fix it, cause too
Try
much
to
is
figure
missing.
a date when we can meet to discuss that, and also I'll try to figure a way how we're gonna carry on with the town business, with some ideas about how we're gonna cut, how we're gonna do to care about our town and the citizens. So,
And I just have a question about, I know I keep bringing this up, but, the receipts that we requested, we were talking about, I know you gave us that, 200 and some
Like
page
11
thing.
now, just every
Yeah.
invoice that was added, everything was on there.
But the receipts, physical receipts is what I'm talking about.
Now, physical receipts is on the file cabinet, like I said, open to the program, you can come up there with me and we can go through it together and
So
figure
we,
it out.
well, I didn't know that, we
Yeah,
could
you
go,
can.
we can come
Yeah.
up and go through
Right,
them.
yes, ma'am.
Okay, alright, okay.
alright,
I do
just
have
we
a
try
question
to come
about
in for a
finances.
date, please. Everybody try to come in with the date on a time, to finish it up, because it's a serious issue. We have to take care about it. We cannot postpone it, we cannot do it, we have to make a decision for that.
I have a question. Now, the
Yes.
comptrollers were here a few months ago and we did the, purchase order policy. Mr. Leggett, I recall you saying last week, in the last meeting, that you purchased a purchase order receipt book.
Yes,
So the purchase order policy was not in effect or not being followed until you bought the book, is that right? The receipt book? Or was
We
it,
had purchase forms, and he just bought a book, so we can
I
get-
bought a book and,
So-
and
get
there's,
purchase forms, and now we got.
there's the memo that I posted that everything that's bought for the town of Mason is supposed to be listed on a purchase order before it's purchased, if possible. And you have to put that because we're gonna have officers out here at night that have to buy something, say a quart of oil. Well, they can't get a purchase order at night or on weekends. And those are things that we'll work through. It's even a provision in that policy that they can make up an emergency policy purchase order number. That then, the very next business day, they can come in and that can be converted over to an actual purchase order book.
Okay, so my question then, so the purchase order policy was being followed, but yet everything is over budget. So those two came together. So, I mean, was it being followed as far as you signing the purchase orders and awarding the money or giving the money that wasn't in the budget? Because everything is over budgeted. We have so many negatives. So,
And the purchasing form are being filled out, and never being approved before I even wrote it.
so but according to the budget, if the money was in the budget, was it, if it wasn't in the budget, was it
It's
still
over budget,
being?
probably, if it's not there.
Now, I think, well, yeah, I'm curious too. You're saying if it wasn't in the budget, but you issued, you paid it,
Well, we paying bills now.
was there a
that-
purchase order that,
We did it in May and June when it went into.
And she right, she right on that, I'm about to agree with her on that one. She sure right, we can't, I mean,
Well, I'm talking about the whole thing.
but if we look at it, guys, if we look at it, then it's already was in the negative. And if she's still paying money out that's not in the budget, which we are, we know this.
So,
Cause for a while, we didn't even, I kept telling the board that Mr. Leggett was working, he wasn't in the budget, he still ain't in the budget. Did y'all look at that?
He's getting Miss, Davis's salary, is
Okay.
that not in the budget?
No, did you see it? I'm being for real.
Did I see that in the budget?
Okay.
I saw town administrator, I'm not sure what the salary was, the correct was.
Mhm.
But I'm not accusing you, Mr. Mayor, this is since the policy was implemented.
She right.
So the whole time, since the policy, even when Mr. Leggett came, you're correct. I'm not singling out you, Mr. Mayor, but we're still in the negative, so is money still being paid?
Yeah.
Not in, that's not in the budget.
Yeah.
So, and no purchase orders.
but let me explain something to you. And Ms. Leggins, he understand what I'm talking about. If the public work department called for oil, we have to have the rock oil right now. The backhoe is busted, okay? We have to go a public, to get, a transmission, or whatever we need to know to do on it. You follow what I'm saying? After that, we figure out this one. If the piece of equipment laying down in the side of the road and we need something right away, you know, we cannot go back to figure out to go back wherever it is. But the end of the day is the public work account. Did you know? You have money in the water and the gas, whatever it is. We supposed pay it from the water, whatever it is. But for something else, we have to get it up there from the general fund, whatever it is. Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, ma'am.
I heard all that, but what the question she asked was, are we still spending money that's not in the budget? The true answer to that is yes. For as you talking about, whatever that was you were talking about, if they spending money, if the public work department needs something and it's a machine, if that money is not in that budget listed for equipment, it can't be spent.
So we cannot repair it? Let me
Let
make myself clear.
me make myself clear.
Okay, clear.
If in the budget,
Okay?
if you need, if they need equipment, something, or even if they need tires, if it's not listed in the budget, and that money is not there under equipment for it to be bought, you can't spend it. I don't care about it being in the water or nothing else. It has to be in that line item. Now, we've been told this several times in finance meetings. So, no, you can't spend it cause you see it over there. You gotta, that's why we in the hole for $260 something from last year. So, you gotta get it right. If we don't get it right, we gonna be in the hole more. And not you per se, I'm just making a statement when I say you, not you. I ain't saying you per se. So I don't want that to go out. But I'm just saying, if we don't get that straight, we going further in the hole. Cause I said it earlier and I'm gonna say it again. That $260-some-thousand we gonna have to pay for that. We gonna have to come up with that money. In 2026, we already in debt. Now, we still spending money that's not in the budget. That's not gonna make it any better for us.
Who give you this number, 260?
It's 260, 250, whichever one it is. Yes, it is.
Yeah, if you add all of the things that are negative, you actually come up with more than 260.
It is, I was just rounding it off.
You just look at payroll, for example, for the water. You're $156,000 over budget.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you spent $156,000 you didn't have, so that's why we had to liquidate money markets and CDs to pay back that 156. The gas was 86,000 in the hole, and then you just start adding up things like the 60,000 water and the things that we've had to pay for. So it's well over 200 and some thousand.
It is.
So it's all the money we had sitting in reserves that has been spent. And so that's what she's saying. But let me tell you this: if we, this is July, you're starting with a new budget.
And
You
it's
got
in the hole.
$20,000 in the water budget for equipment pieces, okay, and you need something that's broke. You still have that 20,000. You can get a purchase order, and you can buy that piece of equipment because you got that money in there.
Yep.
But you may have to, when it's all gone, you may have to forego something else that you would like to have because once it's gone, that's it. It's gone. The 20,000 is gone.
Alright, let's go have the meeting, we'll discuss further down with that line by line, item by item.
Okay.
Let's go have a date for that, please.
If the board will, if
Can
you
we-
will share possible dates with Miss Lou, either
Well,
by email or,
Everybody's here. Can
I
we
will
just
try
do
to
that
finish
now?
it up here
I
today.
mean, that's fine.
Cause
That's
everybody's
fine if
here. and-
everybody can agree on a date.
I can't
What
do
about
the
the second
28th
week?
or 29th.
Well,
I can't do
what
those.
about this, okay, you can't,
I can't do
okay,
28th or
I'm going to next month.
Okay.
What about that second week of everybody, maybe, what day be good for y'all? That's the week of the, 17th, I mean, yeah, the 10th, these glasses on. That's the week of the 10th through the 14th, any days in that week that you guys, maybe, the 11th or 13th, the Friday or Monday, which days be better?
What about Monday, the 3rd or the 4th or the 5th? What's wrong with that?
Well, the reason I said that is because when we have that meeting for the budget, we can also have our agenda, Mr. Leggett can have the agenda. And we can go over the agenda that night as well. And that way, that following Monday, when we go to the meeting, like tonight, we already discussed it, we just go in and do what we do, vote and go home.
Right.
And I don't have to be
So
dogged
it'll be
going
a
home.
workshop meeting.
Yes. Now, that's up to the board if y'all wanna choose a date. If that week, whatever week y'all think. But we got two people I know that works, well, all of us work. But, I'm sorry, I mean, I corrected that. But I meant it, that works late because of their job. So that's why, what days are better
I
for
would
you?
recommend the 12th, which is a Wednesday, the 13th, which is a Thursday. I don't like to do things on a Friday because most people that work all week like to enjoy their Fridays. I don't
Yeah.
like to take them away from their family game.
Well, do that, that's up to the board, if they
Yeah.
wanna do the Tuesday or that Thursday. Or they prefer Monday. Since
Monday, you're saying?
Not Monday.
It would be planning, if we have a planning.
Nah, we don't
The
have
planning is
we
second
need to
Monday.
have a planning meeting too, bad.
Wanna do it the 12th?
Wednesday.
Tuesday be
Are you
better.
still good on Wednesdays? or
No,
is that-
no, he said Tuesday be better.
Tuesday's better for you,
What about
7
you?
o'clock,
the 11th.
7 o'clock.
Oh, do we have to do it
Okay.
at 7? That means we get out.
Everybody in favor with the 11th, which is that Tuesday? Y'all wanna do it the 11th or the 4th on the Tuesday? Huh?
That would be closer to the.
That's what
board
I was
meeting.
looking at, going closer to the board meeting.
I'm just saying for myself personally, that would be fine for me.
I think, I'm okay with 11. Miss, Tawana says let's roll with it.
It's fine with me, 11th.
7 PM on the 11th.
Why seven?
Why 7?
You
Start
all-
at
Well-
6:30.
Let's do it at 6:30.
What
I'll
time
be
is
here. Y'all be walking in like I was doing tonight.
But
I have
you
a hard
don't know
time.
if you can get here at 7.
Yes, yeah.
It's a busy season for
Yeah, we at peak
for the
season.
truck drivers right now.
Y'all can do it at 6:30, y'all please. It's just better for the team, but duly noted.
Mr. Kawhi,
Can't guarantee I'm be here
you
at
okay
6:30.
with you?
Well, whatever the majority say, cause I come whatever time they say.
6:30, okay.
Ms. Carolyn, is it okay with you?
It wasn't, I said it.
Okay, so 6:30 on the 11th, August 11th.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Alright, we'll go for the next, the fire department. They ready to talk about it? You wanna add something on it?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, it's you I wanna talk to anyway, so you go ahead.
I have checked, we have got 39 hydrants here in the city itself. We had 9 that's out of service.
I know.
I had talked with, Mr. Cherry from Rogers Hydrant Service, who, he has a map of all of our hydrants and what he has done to them over the years. It's been a couple of years since he's had them serviced. And I am asking y'all if we can get him to come back and fix the one, especially the one that's out of service, that's right here in town. There's several of them, close to businesses that I won't work it.
You know how much it costs for us to do those?
I do not, as of yet, he was out of town today, but he said, I did talk to him on the phone, he's gonna get me some prices of what it costs to service them,
Mhm.
and,
The last time they did it, it was $65 per hydrant. And I thought he told me we had 57 within the city limits, but we got fire hydrants laying over on the side that can't be used. And, to me, it's kind of foolish because that's all part of the water department. And we've got enough
Yeah.
money in the water department to fix a hydrant.
Yeah.
I don't want to be listed in a lawsuit when a house burns up and burns somebody up in a house because we don't have a fire hydrant that's working. And now we've got a fire chief, he just told us, we got 9 for sure that's out of commission. We got one on each side of Bozo's down there. And Bozo's is our best sales tax producer in town. So we sure don't need that to go down.
Well, let me ask, Mr. Hartfield, we got 9 that need to be fixed. But that's just in the city, that's not outside the city. Okay, so you got,
I just went by what we have, the city limits,
Mhm.
what I checked and found in the city limits.
okay,
I haven't been to the outside of that yet.
okay. So, well, we need to get some prices so we can get these fixed, so they need to be.
We have over 100 hydrants, according to what Mr. Cherry said.
Yeah, between here.
There apparently was a problem 2 years ago, and they didn't wanna come back. And I asked them to come back and get our hydrants back in shape. And it's Rogers Hydrant Service, who we've used for years.
Well, I think I agree that he go ahead and get us some prices, let's get these fixed and then try to take care of those that are not in the outskirts of the city, cause everybody's important.
Yeah.
For,
Oh, I know.
you know, getting it
I
fixed.
didn't know which ones to go and look at, cause I didn't know if I'm supposed to be stay in the city or go outside.
Anybody
County
we
takes
service
care of
water
that.
to,
Yeah.
if we servicing them water.
Yeah, I didn't know we serviced water all the way to Highway 14. I didn't know that.
We do.
Yeah,
But I know that now.
yeah,
That
so,
was Mr. Manley Ho, he knows exactly each five forgot with Johnny. The public work, he can tell you exactly what's going on outside and inside the city.
Yeah.
There's so don't waste too much time because we're driving, even though, even though everybody.
I just went down there for research. And I knew to go down and look. That's what I found. I know we got more.
You know as much as I do.
Jerry, he got a half a
I don't know. I beat my head against the wall trying to get that package done. And then when I asked for the numbers, they couldn't.
Mr. Hartfield,
Yes, ma'am.
you know about FEMA?
Not a whole lot.
Okay,
I'm
I
learning.
really need to get with you because, for as that fire department is concerned, because I have some things that, and I need to put you in there, and I need to make sure you are in there and we get this done. We also need to get some fees showing that whatever that money we got, and you wasn't here, but you wanted to help me do it.
Okay.
That was done back here, that needs to be taken care of. If we don't get this done by the 30th of this month, we may not be able to ever get grants for that fire department again.
Okay. I'll be more than happy.
Okay, so I'll try to get with
I didn't know
you.
about none of that.
Okay,
But I'll be glad to get with you.
all right,
We can
all right.
Alright, thank you.
Thank you.
Then, we'll move on for the, police department report.
Police.
I do have a question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
And this regard and these 2 tickets. So what is he doing and what shift does he work?
Well, they wrote 8 over the weekend, cause I got on 2. So, but he's working 6 to 2 at night, he's the supervisor.
6 p.m. to 8 a.m.
But we had another talk last week and didn't he get 7 or 8 last night?
Now, I'm not asking that he, stop everybody to come down the highway. I just wanna know what does he do and what shift does he work since,
Yeah,
is he
he's-
there
he's-
alone from 6 to 2? Is he the only officer on duty?
Do what now?
Is
He's
he the
on
only officer on duty at
No,
that time?
Foster and he are working tonight. All of them work either 4 to 12 or 6 to 2, and 6 to 2 on the weekends when the clubs are open.
Okay, so you said you talked to him.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
He's got a trial coming up next month, and he's the only person who's not been to in-service because he's got a trial coming up.
Right.
So there's no sense going to in-service till you get out of that trial.
That's true. I got a question. Who drives that plain white SUV?
White. We don't have a white.
Foster.
Oh, Foster, yeah.
Is that his own personal vehicle?
No, ma'am, that's our vehicle.
Oh, well, I didn't know we had a white SUV.
Yeah, that was one that,
Sheriff's office
I
gave
went to
us
see
that.
that.
no, that was, Ford bought that for us.
Okay.
Cause I was supposed to buy a Ford and I bought a Dodge, but I said, if you told me to buy a Ford, I'd buy a Ford.
So who drives that?
Foster.
I just wanted to know. Can you do me a favor? I'm sure the whole board would like it, but can you send us a schedule of the people, the officers, when they're working, and days they're working, and times and
Yeah,
stuff?
we were doing that. I'll get that done.
Okay. All right. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Alright, something else? We'll move on. Public work department. Come on, Mr. Matt.
Good evening.
Hi.
How are we doing?
All right.
Great. Any questions? No, thank you.
No, okay, I got a question. I got one. You got on here that it was 240 new water meter left to install, but you told us on June the 15th it was 380. So what's the real number?
I wish I knew. I really do.
Cause see, I know we got a deadline, so
Yes.
there's no way of finding out what the real number is.
Again, I bring to the board's attention, I work part-time.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not here Monday or Friday. I work Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So they're installing on those days, so I don't have I will have tomorrow pretty close number that I can give it to you. I'm hoping they're around 200.
But it's
Since-
already 200.
But that report has to go in early.
Okay, okay,
Okay.
I got you, okay.
So I have to return that report in early. So I'm hoping they're down around 200. Yes.
I have a question. Who, marks, or do they come out and mark the, light poles if the light's been destroyed, the street light? Is it Public Works that comes out and marks that for the
Most
southwest?
of the time, a customer will call it in if it's near a house or resident.
Uh-huh,
Yeah, they'll call it in and we'll make a list of them. Used to get about 4 or 5, and then we'll turn it in to the Atoka office or to the Covington office, whichever side it
I
was
put
on.
my name on the list, right?
Yeah.
Ms. Lou?
Yes, ma'am, I
Yeah.
should have.
Those are serviced by
No.
Southwest, are they not?
Southwest.
We don't need to wait. We pay a bill every month.
I'm telling you,
And
it's pitch
We
black
need to
out
turn
there.
those in every
See,
time
Where do
we
you
get a
live?
light out.
on Transu, and you know that a tree came down and it broke the whole light off.
Yeah, yeah.
And so now when cars come down,
Can't
it's
see.
so dark out, but they can hit that tree 'cause it's still laying there right up against the road, part of it. But the rest of it was hauled off.
Okay.
But it's
They
really,
worked a while
yeah,
trying to get that tree cleaned up.
it's right there on Transu, in the middle
Okay.
of the road kind of, so. But, okay, I was just curious.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I got one, Mr. Hall. On that pump that you saying y'all have to do manually out
Yes,
there, Richmond.
we need to do something with that station.
yeah.
Richmond Hill.
But let me ask you this. That we had, in one of our meetings, we had 38, K, and we only use a portion of
That was on the Mason chart.
right. So, did we have some left from that? I thought we had about
She
20.
talked to Ricky about that. Ricky Oak.
I hadn't asked him about that specific one, but if the lift station needs something,
It does.
It
There's no
needed
ifs
let,
about it.
get me some numbers and let's get it.
But what I'm asking Mr. Ligon is that, was supposed to have been some money left over from
Okay.
when we did the
The
lift station.
sewer rehab project
Yeah, that's
on
sewer,
59
yeah,
Highway.
it's supposed to be some
Okay.
money left over.
I will check
And
with Ricky
I'm
tomorrow
trying to
on
see if
that.
it's money left over, how much can we use it to try to fix that
Yeah.
pump station?
I can do that. Mr. Hall and I and the fire chief, we went out to check the chlorine tanks. Because the fire chief, that's part of his duties, is to know, because that is a dangerous chemical, chlorine. It can kill you. Well, we go into the chlorine room and the alarm is not working.
Been on one.
And how long had it been out?
Since the survey, which was January.
Okay.
But we got new ones ordered.
I told Mr. Hall, I said, order them. That's a safety thing. Our generator
Yeah.
behind the city hall, it's not running.
No, it's running.
No, sir, it's not running.
It's running. We got it. We got new battery for it. It's
When?
about five months ago. When the
Well,
people
it's
started
not
getting
running
on.
now because I had a generator person come out and look at it, and he said it's dead. It doesn't have any 110 power to it to keep the battery charged. So the battery is down. These are things that have been neglected. And I mean, if we were to have a massive power failure, we don't have anything to run our pump to pump water up to the water tower to maintain pressure. And so I'm working with Mr. Hall to try to make sure that we have all of our systems are functional. Here we are sitting with $450,000 in water in the bank, and we need a battery for a generator.
I just got a battery for me.
Well, all I can tell you is he came out last week and it wouldn't crank, and he said the first thing is got to have a battery. And that was a technician. And that's, Mr. Mayor, that's part of the problem. We've tried to put Band-Aids on a cancer.
Amen.
We can't fix stuff with public works people. They are not qualified to work on a generator. We need to call professional people in if we're gonna be a professional town. Yes.
We have a volunteer with AutoZone. If the battery's not working, return it and they get it for free. You know, and when we get it, because the people was working on in the room up there, we get it and we crank it. Johnny, he crank it for everything it was fine. Maybe something happened, I don't know.
It could be, but
we can return it for free. You know, you have a volunteer in the battery.
you don't, Mr. Mayor, we can't fix stuff in this town by the good old boy system. We've got to hire professional people if we're gonna be a professional town.
Ms. Leggett, when I first come here in 2015, we had a company out of Nashville come and check the generator at the water plant and the one at the lagoons, at least once a year.
Yeah.
And those, generators were on automatic testing system. They would come on every Monday and run about 15 minutes. And we would have to put fuel in them, but they came at least once a year and checked those generators. Now why they were stopped, I don't know, but
How long has that generator not been checked?
it ain't ran. I left here in 2022 and it has not run since I've been back here.
It quit
It's
running
26
probably
now.
then.
It's 26 now, so I know at least 4 years.
Folks, I'm just telling you, y'all may think I don't do anything during the day, but I am trying to look under rocks and find problems and fix problems. We've got enough money to do things right, and we're gonna do things right. We're gonna set the generators up on a regular scheduled maintenance where he knows who to call every Monday. If he goes out there and that thing cranks, fine. If it doesn't crank, he'll have a number to call and we'll get it, because if we have a power failure and the whole city loses water, I don't wanna be the one standing up there in front of the citizens that are ready to hang somebody.
You can't
Can
blame
I
us.
ask you who's on call for emergencies? If we have like an emergency with gas?
I'll be quite frank with you, I don't know yet.
Did you
Johnny,
do-
Doug,
I just had one.
Johnny's on.
And I'm working
And
with,
you can't get Johnny, they usually call me. Most of the time, Central Dispatch has my number, my personal number, so I get a lot of calls from Central Dispatch. Then I call Johnny. Johnny usually call Irvin because Irvin is local. Right now, Johnny's staying in Covington, so Irvin is, quickest to respond.
and we're working with the state, we're having to implement DOT drug testing for anybody that touches gas.
Yeah.
And that includes the two women in the office. If you answer a phone for a gas leak, you have to be DOT certified on a drug test. That's the state law.
Right.
And those are things that we just haven't done in the past, but we're gonna get there.
Did you find, since we talked about that, I don't know if you know, cause Mr. Hall, but Mr. Leggett, did you ever talk to bring in that gas company to try to figure out why we had 20% loss in gas?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. I'm working with them to get a proposal. They think they can save us thousands of dollars on gas if we buy our gas through them instead of Cemetery. Because Cemetery, I've been here 3 months, they haven't darkened my door, and we spend $200,000 a year with them. People that we spend $200,000 with, I wanna know them by name. I wanna know them when I see them out on the street.
I wanna know them too.
And if we are losing 22% gas, as that report said, that's $50,000. in gas revenue we've lost.
Alright, thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you,
Appreciate
baby.
My pleasure.
Any comments, any concern from the citizen? 2 minutes, please.
Yes.
First of all, I just want to say on behalf of the Mason Task Force and to our constituents and to our board members, what have you, it's been a very interesting experience even tonight to see exactly what the board's kind of going through with, seeing that the town is on life support, seems to be. But at the same time, but it's a positive thing that you got, that the town is trying to pick up and turn around. I said turn around and head in the right direction. On the positive side, I would say everything that the board, you guys, everything is taking care of business. Everything is a lot of stuff is broken, but I think you're on the way back. And this is just something I just really want to share with you guys. I'm talking a little slow, but I want you to understand that I understand business as well. I'm learning along with you. But on behalf of the task force, let's say again, there are some positive things that we want to kind of keep going while you guys fixing things. While you're fixing things, I want you to know everything that you do have some other people here in town, organizations, what have you, that really concerned about the town as well. While you guys repair the things that's broken. What I want to share with you on a positive note as well, that the task force, the dwelling church, and some other organizations here in Mason are putting together some programs here now that we can shed some light, some love, and some positivity here, where we can do some things for our citizens while you guys fixing things here that's broken, like I said earlier. The task force is doing, and the Dwelling Church has collaborated, and we have come together to do a senior, what's that, living?
Yes.
The Senior Living Day, and that's a day that's going to be coming up on the 30th this month, and that will be at the Dwelling Church. Yeah, Highway 7, which is old Cowboy, the Cowboy Church used to be. Yes, and that's where all the seniors will come together, and we talking about all the seniors. One thing that we were really concerned about, guys, is we want to make sure that we bring everybody together. This is a very diverse town. It's a diverse town. I'm gonna say it again. It's a diverse town. We got white. We got black. Been here all our lives for many years. All my life. And I'm here to tell you, there's time for us to come back together and unite like we used to be years ago, when we had trade days and all those type of things like that. All those things was going on. So we're gonna do this Senior Living Day. It's on the 7:30, and it's not gonna be the only one. We're gonna be putting this on practically every week. That's the goal. And we're bringing the community together where we'll be serving food, which we said dinners, lunches, or what have you. And it'll start from 12 to 2. It'll be from 12 to 2. It'll be games, bingo, things that you do at not assisted living, but community centers, what have you. And senior citizens, all for the senior citizens. And so if you know anyone that that would enjoy coming out, and the fellowship, that would be great. You know, do that. So I want you to know on a positive side. Again, everything. Let's get this thing rolling. And there are some other things too that we'll be bringing to the town. And we ask all the churches, if you will, all the churches and all the organizations, if you would, if you'd like to participate, in this, what have you, or donate your time and services, what have you, if you would come, everything, and be a part of that. I would like for you to just to see tonight. Do you think this would be a good idea?
What's the date?
The date is the 7th and the 30th. That'll be the first one.
Okay, of August.
The 7th.
July the
The
3rd.
July the 30th.
Okay.
Yes,
July
I'm
the
sorry. I'm sorry. Yes. Yeah.
So the 7th is what?
And it's free.
It's free.
It's free.
You said it's two. One is in August.
We be doing more. It's just
Oh.
this gonna be a kickoff.
The first.
Yes.
July 30th.
It's the first one.
Yes. Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
And we also gonna have a food giveaway on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, and if you don't mind, would you post one, Rita? Would you
Okay.
post one and then what you call it?
City Hall.
But it's
Yes, ma'am.
free, it's free to anybody, it's from 12 o'clock until it's all gone.
You
And
can
where
go
will
down
that
there
be?
with my church.
Please do. Well, because, no, it's this Wednesday, it's this coming Wednesday.
Oh,
But you can tell anybody,
okay.
anybody, that's the participation.
And where will that be?
It would be at the same place, same place.
Up here on 70?
On
Yes,
70.
yes, sir.
And if you know anybody that needs food, can you holler at us and we would do the best we know to.
I'll be the first one in line.
Well, all right, we waiting on you.
Yes.
Anybody that needs. Yeah, I need to,
And in our close in 30 seconds, I want to let you know everything is that let us all work together, please. Let us all work together. Let us all work together and let's push this thing. It's not a dwelling thing. It's not a Mason Task Force thing. It's not a large thing. It's a we thing. Can we do that? And while the business is being taken care of, the church, and again, we really appreciate you guys, everything, as you iron out things and get the town back on track, if you would. But please let us support the things that is free. And Reverend Hall had just said there, and he asked, was it free to the public? Yes, it is. We're gonna be serving. We're gonna be serving, having a good time. And let's do all we can, everything, so we can just turn around and keep a positive attitude about this town as we move forward, moving up. You know, right. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, appreciate it. Something else?
Yes, I'd like to add an addition to what he's saying for the Senior Living Day. The Senior Living Day is food, fun, and fellowship, but we also have an informational session that lets the town know what the benefits are that they have already, like our clinic and our pharmacies, rather than going 20 minutes away or over to Covington or going to Memphis. I know I used to travel going to Memphis for clinical stuff, and it's a clinic right here, right across the street there. You know where it is. And then the pharmacist. The pharmacist is a pharmacist, just like Walgreens. It can do your drugs or whatever you need. I mean, not no drugs, you know what I mean. But your prescription drugs can be filled there. So we've got to support our own. And that's the way we're going to grow. We have to support our own. One last thing that the task force is working on in August the 1st, and I will get a flyer to the board, a flyer up to the office, is the backpack giveaway. We've joined in with another organization. We're going to have a backpack giveaway for the children there at the Zodiac Park, where they'll have
fun, food, and fellowship, and giving away backpacks on that particular day. And you'll get a flyer. I'll send a flyer to the office here so they can be posted around town. But we want to thank you guys for being for looking at the different things that are going on that can be corrected. But like like my husband was saying, together, if we work, teamwork is together, everybody can achieve more. And that's what we want to do, together, everybody. This is the business part, but we got residents out here. This service is very major, what you do and being concerned about. But their social and economic situation is just as important. So we just try to keep that going. Okay? So thank you guys for your time. Appreciate
Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate you. Any concern? All right, closing parade by Alderman Ruth.
Let us pray. Our most gracious and heavenly Father, we come to tell you thank you. Thank you, Lord, for blessing us tonight, allowing us to be able to come together and make decisions for this town. We ask that you bless each member of this board. And bless us all, God, and help us to stick together and keep moving this town forward. I ask you to bless those that are trying to do other things in this city. Bless those that are giving away food, whatever they're doing, bless them through the task force, the church, everybody, God. Just bring us all together that we may be able to do the things that's pleasing in your sight. Master, as we get ready to leave this place, I ask you to dispatch your angels of protection around all of us. Allow us to make it to our home safe. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
What did she say?
And I said, you know, you do know who's number one. These two like pushing. It's you. You gotta make sure he keeps understood. You are not.
They have a question, they need to talk to the horse. They need to hear from the horse's mouth.
And we will make sure they know that you were there to answer some questions. They didn't have to ask yourself, and we all come to
All right. Thank you. Do what needs to be done.
Miss Harris?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
Doing good.
Yeah, doing good. Still hanging.
That's good.
Thank you.
Good
Thank
talk,
you.
good speech.
Miss Harris, Miss Harris, surrounded by Harris.
How you doing, Miss Harris?